Okay, so moving on to question number 11 இப்போ. So இப்போ இந்த questionல first என்ன case? At c equal to 2. இது first case. அப்போ நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்? Left hand limit and right hand limit. ரெண்டுமே வேணும். Okay, so what is my f of x? F of x is going to be, what do you see here? X cube minus 3, correct? So it is going to be x cube minus 3. அப்போ f of c is going to be c cube minus 3. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல c ஓட value என்ன? 2. So when I substitute the value of 2, what will I have? 2 cube minus 3, 2 cube enna 8, so 8 minus 3 which is going to be 5. So this is f of c. So what is my left hand limit? Left hand limit is limit x tends to c minus of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to c minus na 2 minus, 2 minus na less than case enna irukku x cube minus 3. So when I substitute the value, I'll have 2 cube minus 3 which is 8 minus 3 5. This left hand limit. Ipo right hand limit enna agum? Limit x tends to c plus of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to 2 plus. 2 plus ke enna condition irukku? In the இடத்துல x greater than 2 na, it is going to be x square plus 1. So x square plus 1, which is going to be 2 square plus 1, which is going to be 2 square and 4. So 4 plus 1, which is 5. So இந்த இடத்துல என்ன தெரியுது? f of c oda value is 5. The left hand limit is 5 and the right hand limit is also 5. So you see that it is continuous. f of x is continuous at c is equal to 2. அப்படினா x is equal to 2 ல continuous. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்? At c less than 2 case பார்க்க போறோம். So c less than 2 ல f of c ஓட value என்ன? It is going to be x cube minus 3, highlighted in gray, correct? So x cube minus 3 னு இருக்கு. This is my f of x. அப்ப f of c is going to be c cube minus 3. Similarly, limit x tends to c of f of x is going to be limit x tends to c of f of x oda value enna? C less than 2 it is going to be x cube minus 3. C substitute panna, I'll have c cube minus 3. So இந்த இடத்துல என்ன தெரியுது? x cube minus 3 and c cube minus 3 are equal. So at c less than 2 it is continuous. C less than 2 the function is continuous. இப்போ c greater than 2 க்கு அதே மாதிரி. So what is my f of x? It is going to be x square plus 1. அப்ப f of c is going to be c square plus 1. இப்போ limit எழுதுனா limit x tends to c of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to c of f of x oda value enna? X square plus 1. When I substitute the value of c, I'll have c square plus 1. So இந்த இடத்துல என்ன தெரியுது? When I highlight, I have c square plus 1 here and c square plus 1 here. So it is continuous at c greater than 2. So the given function f of x is continuous for every real number. எல்லா இடத்துலயுமே it is continuous. Okay, so please copy, please take a screenshot. Moving on to question number 12. இப்போ this is also very similar to the previous question. இதுல எல்லா most of the questions are very similar. Okay, ரொம்ப easy. So இப்போ first case என்ன? c equal to 1. அப்ப நான் left hand limit பார்க்கணும், right hand limit பார்க்கணும். So first left hand limit. What is my left hand limit? Limit x tends to c oda value 1 na, it is going to be 1 minus of f of x, and this is going to be limit x tends to 1 minus na in the value, it is going to be x to the power 10 minus 1. So it is going to be x to the power 10 minus 1, and I substitute the value of 1 to x, I'll have 1 to the 10 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So this is my left hand limit. இப்போ right hand limit enna? Limit x tends to 1 plus of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to 1 plus. இப்போ 1 plus na value enna? It is going to be x square, which is when I substitute the value of 1, I'll have 1 square, which is 1. Okay, so in the இடத்துல left hand limit and the right hand limit, they are not equal. You see here I get a 0, here I get a 1. So I see that it is not equal. So left hand limit, right hand limit equal illa, but you are supposed to find your f of c. What is my f of c? It is x to the 10 minus 1. This is my f of x. அப்ப f of c என்ன ஆகும்? c to the 10 minus 1. And what is my value of c? f of 1 is going to be 1 to the 10 minus 1, 1 minus 1, which is 0. So you see that this value and this value, they are equal, but the left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. Left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. So it is not continuous at x equal to 1. So at x is equal to 1, not continuous. You have to look for cases where c is greater than 1 and c is less than 1. Adha marandradakudadu. Okay, so I have f of x when c is greater than 1 na, it is highlighted in light pink, which is x square. So what is my f of c going to be? C square. Ipo idu f of c. Now limit x tends to c of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to c of x square. When I substitute the value of c, I'll have c square. So what do I see? In the இடத்துல the value c square, the value here is also c square. So the limit and the f of x, they are equal. எப்படி எழுதணும் final answer? Limit x tends to c of f of x is equal to f of c. So the given function is continuous at c greater than 1. Correct? இப்போ c less than 1 case பார்க்கணும். So what is my f of x for less than 1? It is going to be x to the 10 minus 1. So f of c is going to be c to the 10 minus 1. What happens to the limit? Limit x tends to c of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to c of x to the 10 minus 1. When I substitute the value of c, I'll have c to the 10 minus 1. So இந்த இடத்துல highlight பண்ண என்ன ஆகும்? c to the 10, sorry. c to the 10 minus 1 and c to the 10 minus 1. So they are equal. So it is continuous at c less than 1. So c less than 1, no, it is continuous. C greater than 1 also, it is continuous. So what is the only point of discontinuity? X is equal to 1 is the point of discontinuity, which is asked in the question. Okay, please copy. Moving on to question number 12. Again, a very, very similar question. So in the இடத்துல what is my first case? C is equal to 1. Appo what is my f of x? F of x is going to be x plus 5. So f of c is going to be c plus 5. இப்போ left hand limit x tends to c oda value enna 1. So 1 minus of f of x, which is going to be limit x tends to 1 minus of f of x oda value enna left hand limit na, it is going to be x plus 5. Correct? So it is x plus 5. When I substitute the value of 1, I'll have 1 plus 5, which is 6. Left hand limit is 6. What is my right hand limit? Limit x tends to 1 plus of f of x. 1 plus na and the value, it is going to take x minus 5. The value marked in gray. Correct? So f of x na limit x tends to 1 plus of x minus 5. When I substitute the value of 1, I'll have 1 minus 5, which is minus 4. Super. The values don't match. Here I have a 6. Here I have a 4. And what is the value of f of c? In the இடத்துல c plus 5 in இருக்கு. But what is the value of c? So I'll have f of 1, which is 1 plus 5, which is 6. So the left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. So not continuous at x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 la not continuous. So let me do it here. C less than 1. So what is the case? C less than 1 na x plus 5. So my f of x is going to be x plus 5. Appo f of c enna? C plus 5. What is my limit? Limit x tends to c of f of x, which is limit x tends to c of f of x oda value enna? X plus 5. When I substitute the limit, I'll have c plus 5. So I see that the value here is c plus 5 and the value here is also c plus 5. So it is continuous at c less than 1. C greater than 1 ko இதே மாதிரி f of x is equal to, what is for greater than 1? X minus 5. So I have x minus 5. So f of c is c minus 5. So what is the limit? Limit x tends to c of f of x, which is limit x tends to c of f of x and x minus 5. When I substitute the value, I have c minus 5. So I see that the value is again equal. C minus 5 and c minus 5. So in that line, it is continuous at c greater than 1. So what is the point of discontinuity? X is equal to 1 is the point of discontinuity. Okay? Please copy.